Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kiki Ruffins. Today I'll be teaching how to tie-dye a shirt. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the history of tie-dyeing and the different types of styles. So, tie-dyeing is one of the oldest types of art, originating from various areas such as Asia and Africa and parts of the Americas, which would develop into something of individualism and would in a way become popular in the 60s. Some of the styles are spiral, bullseye, heart, rainbow, and ombre, which is one of the styles that we're going to be doing today. So first you're going to want to do is grab some of your materials, that being a pot, chopsticks, or any utensils. In this case, I'm going to be using chopsticks, a t-shirt, and dye of your choice. In this case, we're going to be using royal purple and sapphire blue. So first thing you're going to want to do is to fill up your pot. And after filling up your pot, you're going to want to turn the oven on to medium, let's say for 5, and then put your color dye in there after shaking it up, which we'll be doing right now. And after putting it in there, you're going to want to stir it and make sure it's fully in there. Now before putting the shirt in, we're going to want to wash it off and make sure that there's no extra debris on the shirt. And then after washing the shirt, we're going to want to dip it in the pot and wait 10 minutes. So after waiting about 10 minutes for the dye to settle in this case I did have a nap on both colors, you're going to want to wash the remaining, you're going to want to wash it out, wash the excess out for at least a minute or two. And after make sure you get all the excess dye out, we're going to put it into the washer and to get any other excess dye out. So after washing out the excess dye in the sink, now we're going to wash it. So while waiting for the shirt to wash, you're going to want to clean up the area so you don't have to do it later. In the meantime, I want to talk a little bit more about the history of tie-dyeing and aspects of where the dye comes from. Earlier I mentioned that it comes from countries such as Asia and Africa and some of the Americas, but where it came from, like how to get it, it comes from the plants and minerals that are sources. And the techniques that are used are stitching or tying the shirts with rubber band. These dyes will eventually become global, making its way to Europe and to the US itself. And today it's used as pretty much a fashion statement, which is now used to express oneself. Now that the shirt is done washing, we are now going to proceed to put it in the dryer. So we're going to put it on cons mode if your dryer has cons mode, which I recommend putting it on cons mode as we only have one item. Now that the shirt is done drying, here is the finished product. Thank you for joining this tutorial, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And again, my name is Kiki Ruffins.